Welcome to Victory Achieved Gaming. This is Eoghan, also known as Immortalium.
And I am Kathlynn.
And we're back to take another crack at that final boss in Chantelise. I can see you're so excited for it.
I don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, I might have to give up after this. We'll see.
But first off, I'm sure some eagle-eyed viewers have noted a couple of things in this shot already. So I kind of want to go through it. But first off, can you go out to the world map? Just so I can point out something.
Oh god, yeah, here we go.
And do you see where it says the survival dungeon? Head on up there.
Oh.
And just click on it. Now, do you see? So floor 5 is what you did before, remember?
Yes.
When you were messing about. But yeah, what is that number 1 there?
Domination.
Yeah, so domination. So just to explain quickly to you folks. So I'm confident that Kathlynn, given enough time, would be able to defeat that final boss in the last, as she was before.
Did you sit here for over 2 hours to do this floor?
Well, it's actually a bit more than that, but I'll explain that in a moment. So basically, I wanted to try to keep this series moving, try to be able to make guaranteed progress, and so I decided that I would do a bit of grinding for her, because unfortunately, Chantelise doesn't have any Steam Cloud, so she couldn't do it. So I had to be the one to actually set that up. And so what I decided to do, I wasn't initially intending to do this, I was just trying to figure out how I could grind for you. I was like, you know what, I'll take a crack at the survival dungeon. And let me just say, the survival dungeon, I hadn't done it before, just to let you know. Not the most fun of experiences. There is a lot of repetition in it. You see, it's made up of basically a lot of repeating rooms from like other dungeons. And there were times where I would complete a room, move on to the next room, and it'd be the same room. Like, the same room again. And you had to do, like, kill all the enemies in each room. And so that got very repetitive. But...
And took you over 3 hours.
Well, here's the thing. So, that time takes into account that I couldn't, like, stop and, like, go out of the game. Because remember, in Chantelise, if you're in a dungeon and you save and then you leave and you come back, you'll be on the world map.
Yeah.
So I had to do all of the survival dungeon in one kind of session. And so that takes into account, like, I also had to go off and, like, do other jobs and all that stuff.
Well, I was thinking, did you sit here? I was at Oppenheimer last night, and that was like 3 hours. I don't know if I could sit down and do that for
Well, yeah,
3
that's
hours.
almost 4 hours there.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
But, like, I wasn't, like, I was going to say, like, when I died, I was going to stop, which I didn't die. Now, I was telling you this. I was so reliant on that dark crystal.
Yeah, you were saying that, yeah.
Like, if I did not have that dark crystal, I would not have made it through that dungeon. Because there were times when I'd be, like, almost dead, and I would equip that crystal, charge it, hit the enemy, and get, like, 120 points of health back or something like that, and that would, like, save me. So I got all the way to the end. And also the ending is a bit of a disappointment. They kind of make a bit of a joke about it, like, oh, we're gonna get our great reward now. And it's like, and the narrator's like, that's it, like, you're done. That's your reward, or something like that. But at least there's rewards on the way. So, and the other good thing about it, I guess, is that I was able to fight the boss from the familiar forest, which I've never done before.
Oh.
So that was a neat little experience. But in general, folks, I would not be recommending the survival dungeon to most people. Only if you're like a, hardcore Chantelise player. But why did I do this? It was because we wanted... also, actually, I mostly used that cat statue.
Okay.
So that's the one that sucks up the money as you're fighting. Now, I would swap that with the dark crystal when I needed to. But I was trying to get lots of money, and I'm thankful that I did because it was very close. So basically, throughout the dungeon, the first 2 floors, I got these emblems. I think one was to do with wind gems and the other was to do with food. But I ended up selling those 2 because later on in the dungeon, you see there's this merchant who most of the dungeon, he's just selling you food to heal yourself. But on the final time he shows up, you're able to buy like this powerful staff from him. And it costs like 100,000. And each of those emblems were 50,000. So I was like, I'll sell those to get the staff, which is plus 30 better than any staff that Kathlynn has already. So I did that. I got a better glove for you, which I think plus 20 attack. A better shield, which is only plus 10 off of the shield that you had before. There was a ferryman in there, which gave like maybe like 20 HP or something. And then I had enough money when I left to buy the 2 Pheromons from the shop. Which you can still buy Pheromons from the shop, but they're now 160,000 each.
Yeah, no.
Which pretty ridiculous. So you got like plus 50 health, you've got a little bit of extra attack, a little bit of extra defense. If you need to use magic, I couldn't remember you using magic at all in the Final Boss.
I did, I think, the first time, and actually that was, I think, looking back, I think that the first time I tried to do it was a better strategy because I got further than the second time.
Maybe. So you have that on you as well if you want to increase your magic damage.
It is a bit of a weak as well. Which button does magic again?
It's circle. It's fine. You can fight a couple of enemies on the way there and just get used to the control again. There's some big gas, folks. Anyway, let's take a crack at Seal Palace. Also, check out your what's wrong?
Oh, I thought you yawned. Oh, I thought you said check out what?
Well, I was going to just make sure that we have that special equipment set up.
I think you did. Is that the equipment?
Yeah, TH Shield and the Star Glove. That is
Rock
correct.
Glove and speed boots
Well, the speed boots...
are good for running through the dungeon.
Yeah, you can swap them out probably with some kind of magic defense or something.
Probably take the magic staff or something.
Or you could use a gem or a crystal, although you struggled a bit with crystals last time.
I did. I don't think I like the crystal. We shall see. I'll just use the speed boot here.
Yeah, so we're gonna do our best today, folks.
Ah, shit!
Great start, great start.
I jumped at that guy. I didn't notice him.
It's okay. This is the first time you've been playing this in what, a month or something?
A month, I say. I think the last time I saw you was a month ago because I've just been busy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Speaking of which, actually, you mentioned to me just before we started recording that you've seen both Barbie and Oppenheimer.
I have.
Oh, you could have landed on the floor beneath.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. Yeah. I had seen both Barbie and Oppenheimer. They were both really, really good. I'm going to say that in case some people were like, what? And I don't think any of them was bad. They're both really, really good films. I know some people are very much like, a lot of people are like, Barbie's terrible because it's Barbie, but it was very, very well done.
I've seen someone who's like a real film buff on Twitter actually give a lot of praise to Barbie. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people that are disliking Barbie are very much misogynistic people.
Maybe. I haven't been listening to them too much.
We already saw this.
It's possible.
So I can just do this. Oh.
Yeah, just while we're having our conversation. Do you want to swap your boots or do you want to...
Oh, I meant to swap the boots.
Just making sure. This is going to be...
Which one is the better stuff? I'm guessing it's the one at this one.
That's if you want to increase your magic damage.
Oh.
Do you want to increase your magic defense?
Maybe magic damage because...
Okay, if you want magic damage, then sure.
I'll see what happens.
But anyway, you were
unless I do magic defense and when I want to use magic, swap it for that.
Yeah, that's really like power gaming right there, but sure, that actually works very well. You preferred Barbie because you thought it was more fun, but you liked both.
Both were very well acted. Everyone acted very well in both of them. I will say that right away. And they both had very good, like, the Barbie had a very good message. Obviously, Oppenheimer is based off a true story.
It is.
Yeah.
Which, have I told you my thoughts on that in the past?
No, I don't think you did.
I'll go over that in a moment, but please go on anyway.
But they did it really well. I don't really follow history that much, so I didn't really know history of Oppenheimer himself. I did know he made the atomic bomb.
He did.
And I won't say much about the movie in case people want to see it.
He has that famous line or something like, I am the destroyer of worlds or something like that.
He did. Oh, I got the chest.
Do you remember the criteria for that?
Yeah, I get hit by everything.
I'll get hit by all the elements. Wait.
I meant to lock on. Oh, shit.
But wait, why did you use 4 here?
I don't know why I used 4 here. That was my mistake. Yeah.
Wait, why does it say history?
I don't know.
That must have been a bug.
I think I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Maybe, I don't know.
That's a little weird.
I did think Barbie was funner it was more witty with a great message and slightly funner to watch. But both very good, and I actually recommend people to see both. Because I do know on Rotten Tomatoes, people are like, technically, Oppenheimer. So as you know, Barbie did way better in the box office than Oppenheimer.
So far, yes. I'm aware of it.
And it has pretty much become the #1 movie of the year, with money-wise.
Well, you mean like so far at least?
Yes, so far. But I don't know what else is going to beat that this year. So I recommend people to see both. So technically on Rotten Tomatoes, Barbie has 90% and Oppenheimer has 94%. But I still consider that very, very close.
That is very close. And also, Rotten Tomatoes isn't a... oh, actually, you're about to start fighting. So do you remember the deal with this?
I have to take his arms out first. If I
well, the arms give you gems. And then you can only attack the main body when you use 4 gems of the same type.
Yes. Okay. Oh, sugar.
You probably need to heal.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Would you be okay using the healing thing on the main body?
Oh.
Like the Dark Crystal?
Just healing myself because I felt like...
Oh! Okay. He was just still for ages and I was wondering to myself what was going on. So, Rotten Tomatoes, like in the past I was very like... I thought Rotten Tomatoes was super important. Less so now to me. Oh, okay, yeah, no, you can attack. Also, do you want to try healing?
Fuck! Sorry,
Oh, wait, what are you doing?
that was a mistake.
Wait, why... Okay, you should have
mistake.
used the Dark Crystal to... You could have gotten like 120 or so back with each attack.
I know.
Okay, yeah. Well, this is the first fight of the day, so... We can just see how it goes.
I'm gonna die.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it allows us to finish our conversation.
I was doing the wrong buttons. It's been a while.
Yeah, but do you want to practice a bit, or are you...
No, it's fine. I'll just go back. Okay, at least I got there.
Oh, remember to equip the speed boots
Oh,
just on the way
thank you,
back,
yes.
because that'll make it a bit faster. So what I was saying about Rotten Tomatoes before was, like, in the past, I used Rotten Tomatoes a lot to judge things, and Rotten Tomatoes does serve a very important purpose, because...
I do like the fact it's more... Is Rotten Tomatoes kind of more what people said about it? More
Well,
than critics?
well, there's 2 aspects to it. You see, there's the critic score and there's the audience score. So, like, that's 2 different components to it.
And I do know, I think then on IMDb, that other one, it was like Barbie was 7 point something and Oppenheimer was 8 point something. So they were still very close.
Yeah, but also you have to remember at IMDb that they can be a bit biased.
Biased as well.
But not just because of that, but like for instance, I noticed with a lot of horror movies, they have much lower scores than other things. And actually, if you look at the kaiju movies, a lot of them tank a lot as well on there. And I think that's because there's very specific people who's going to an IMDb thing and leaving a review, like very internet savvy people. So you're gonna get some kind of bias from that.
Like I was saying it. I think your mom even asked me actually today about for kids for Barbie, and I wouldn't consider Barbie a very kid movie. It's more for teens and adults.
Okay.
And a lot of people who are angry about it as well are bringing their young children, and it's kind of like. If you see the trailer, this is just spoilers, it's in the trailer, Barbie's dancing in Barbie Land, and she goes, and she's still having a great time having this dance party, and then Barbie goes, hey guys, do you ever think about dying? And like, it's clearly, obviously, kind of not really a kid's movie.
Well, yeah.
It's more like funny, it's more for adults who like Barbie, and teens who like Barbie, and stuff like that, and it actually does make fun and point out the harmful things about Barbie, such as all the complaints about her her beauty and her unrealistic beauty standards for girls.
Yes.
Is actually mentioned in the film, and they actually do point that out.
Do you remember the Simpsons episode with Malibu Stacy?
Yes, actually, yes. I'm pretty sure Malibu Stacy was supposed to be like their version of Barbie.
It was, yes. It was very obviously their version of Barbie.
Because Lisa was obsessed with Malibu Stacy, I remember that.
But then in that episode, she kind of realized that Malibu was a bit sexist.
It was, and they do kind of point that out as well in the film, which I thought was very clever.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to say much about it because...
Well, yeah, don't, because it's a brand new movie.
It's a brand new movie.
Even if it was an older movie, I still wouldn't recommend, like, spoiling stuff enough,
like,
so...
I was even saying, and like, I love my boyfriend, and we went to see Oppenheimer yesterday. He has not seen Barbie, and I just said to him, I thought Barbie was better. And he was like, no, Oppenheimer's better, but he didn't see Barbie. It's like, okay, fair enough, he saw both and then said Oppenheimer is better, but you can't say one is better than the other without seeing both, and that's what's bugging me.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, some people are like, okay, a lot of people online are like, Oppenheimer is better, and then when people go, did you see Barbie? And they go, no, and people are like, then you can't say one is better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I would actually say they're both very good, like I said. I just enjoyed one more than the other.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say either of them was a bad film, because none of them were bad.
Just to let you guys know, I haven't seen either, so...
You probably won't see them until they're on, like, Blu-ray or something.
I'm not much of a theatre person, you see.
I've gone to go... I go to cinema way more this year than any of... like since me and started dating, since me and my boyfriend started dating, I went to the cinema way more.
Either I'm gonna cut that or I can censor it.
Yeah, I said boyfriend, I changed it. Ah shit! I didn't notice. Okay. We go to the cinema like way more, because we both like movies, and he does like a lot of the same movies as me, normally. Like animation and stuff, so we tend to go to the movies a lot, but
You guys went to see that new Spider-Man one,
We
right?
did. That was also really, really good. We can't wait for the next one.
But I just wanted to return to something I brought up before in case I forget it. So, the speed booth, yeah. So it was about the true story things, you see.
Yes.
So, you remember how you said Oppenheimer is based on a true story, which it is.
I say it's exaggerated as well. Like,
well, yeah. When it comes to those theatrical movies, they're never like completely accurate. They have to make some changes for theatrical purposes, dramatic purposes. But
I also did not know Robert Downey Jr. was in it.
Oh, that is a surprise. I didn't even know that.
Also, there was a cameo and actually paused. Do you remember Drake and Josh on Nickelodeon when we were kids?
Yeah, there's been some news about that.
Do you remember Josh? The one who played Josh? He had a cameo in it, and my face actually went. I actually did like a backtrack. I was like, "Is that Josh from Drake and Josh?" In my head,
but when you say he did a cameo,
like he was in it as a character, he was only in it for like maybe a few minutes, kind of like more than halfway through. And I actually was like, "That's not Josh from Drake and Josh." I actually googled it this morning. It was.
Okay, well at least he got a decent little acting role for him.
Yeah.
Dramatic.
It was very surprising.
I can imagine.
Because he's normally, because I think about him, I think of Drake and Josh.
Of course, I couldn't name anything else he was in.
I was actually very taken aback when I saw him.
So back to the true story thing. So the way you phrased it, like, were you saying that because it's based on a true story that it's like meant to be better or something?
No, not that it's better. That it's. I can't say that. Like I said, I can't say it was like a serious topic because it's true. I think like Barbie was a serious topic but a made up story. I don't know how to phrase that in a way without.
Yeah, so I have my own thoughts on that. So
without sounding weird about it, you know.
Back in college, there was a lecturer who. He basically took over our film class from the previous guy.
Oh yeah, when you did multimedia, yeah.
Yeah, and he had us watch a movie called, it was a Martin Scorsese movie called Casino. And yeah, I don't know if you even know of that movie.
I don't know it, no. I've never heard of it.
It like, there was a lot of components to it that were well done, like there was like decent acting, there was, it was like decently shot and stuff, but I just thought it was a very like, I've seen this story a lot of times kind of movie, the mob kind of stuff. And so when I went back in the next day or whichever day it was to like talk to him about it, he asked like he was going to go in between us like asking like what we'd seen in the movie and stuff, and I mentioned to him it's well acted, it's well shot and stuff, but it's a story that I've seen often and I don't really I don't see the need for it to have been made. And his response, first thing out of his mouth was, it's based on a true story. As if that was like a defense.
Yeah, but not most. Like, see, I don't really, like I said, I didn't know much about Oppenheimer, so I can't say much about the movie, so I, didn't really research him or that story or that case, because it also didn't even know it was about like a weird trial. I had no idea what this movie was going to be about when I went in. I just knew it was the guy who made the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
But I think I liked it more because I didn't really know what it was about.
Yeah, of course, that would help.
Because I think, but...
Can I just make a recommendation, by the way, just while we're continuing on? You're not really using magic offensively, and when you do, it's not doing that much damage.
Yeah, I might just pick up healing.
But I was going to say, could you swap the staff maybe for the magic defense?
I do have magic... Oh, you're right, why did I put that staff on? I meant to put this on.
So my basic point is, my attitude towards movies based on real stuff is that, because I kind of get frustrated by them sometimes simply because there's this thing in society where if something's based on a true story, there seems to be this extra gravitas kind of given to it. Like it's more important because it's based on a true story.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I've seen some movies that are based on true stories that are complete garbage.
Yeah. I completely agree.
I can't think of them right now because I probably erased them from my memory. As you do when you don't want to admit you saw something. As you know yourself.
Like The Last Airbender. Well, that's not based on a true story, but that's just a bad movie.
Exists. I remember I really wanted to get
It's a legend. It's a rumor.
Yeah, I really wanted to get rid of that DVD, and I pondered on you when you wanted to do that.
Movie marathon,
Movie marathon a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh! And you had to pick a movie that you didn't want to see.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll go with that because Kate was plotting this off of me. So I don't have an issue with there being movies based on reality.
I don't think so. I think that's important because if we ignore those movies, it's like ignoring parts of history.
But the thing that frustrates me about them is it feels like there's a lot of people out there who put them on a pedestal above fiction simply because they're based
off a true story. Yeah, but I understand the importance of telling the stories and retelling stories of history, especially big important events in history.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're going to make the same mistakes again or something like that.
Yeah, history is destined to repeat itself in that case.
So it's always important to keep going with history and repeating it. That's why I think it's definitely okay to retell every couple of years, to retell the kind of same story again, because you have to keep doing it.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, maybe not every couple of years.
No, well, yeah, maybe like every 50 or 60 years or something, or 100 years, or 100 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, so then each kind of generation, so it's not forgotten, kind of thing.
100 might be just way too on the opposite side. But, yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to clarify for the viewers, just in case. So, yeah, my basic point about all that is just
a bit more help
like,
before I continue on. But
to me, like, saying it's based off of a true story is not a defense against something that, like, if a story is very, like, been there, done that, as I thought Casino was,
yeah, maybe I'll get rid of one of them and then
try healing. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Although, knowing you might accidentally...
Oh, okay, perfect.
You might accidentally end up killing the other one. But,
no, I didn't. I killed one.
Well, we'll just see. Like, you might accidentally swing and kill her, you see, but we'll see. It'd be fantastic if you could use the Dark Crystal to heal.
I am very bad at Dark Crystal, I discovered. But I do think, like I said, like, you would prefer Oppenheimer over Barbie, but I do think you would also enjoy Barbie.
I'd have to see them to judge.
But I think you would enjoy Barbie for what it is. I don't think you'd say I don't think you would think it was like one of the best movies ever, but I think you would enjoy it for what the message was and the meaning behind it.
Because I do have a certain style of movies that I like, but sometimes I'm surprised.
But you do appreciate good messages, I do know that kind of thing.
Yeah, but then like sometimes I'm caught off guard. Like, do you remember I mentioned that I watched a bunch of Lars von Trier movies?
Yes.
In fact, yeah, we were talking about it in this series, I think, because we were talking about Nymphomaniac, and you were like, did you watch porn with your mom? Or
yeah.
But when going into that, I was fully expecting one of the movies that would be considered horror to be like my favorite of his, and it wasn't. In fact, actually, one of the movies...
I did 4 on it. Oh, it's down there.
Okay, do you want to actually swap equipment, or...
Okay, what was it again? Take off this, is it? And put on Dark Crystal, is it?
Well, actually, he was using the Earth Crystal in the speedrun. So you can use the Earth Crystal now if you want.
And what's that do again? It does...
It's like a major attack. You hold it, well, okay, the bombs. Well, you're still doing a lot of damage, even with...
Okay.
Okay. Well, you swap back. Swap back.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck, you need defense! You need magic defense! Actually, I have something that I want to try if you die here, but we'll see.
Okay, if you want to try it. I was hoping for another blue, but I don't see another blue.
Well, if you take down one of the hands, you might get another... Oh, watch out for the bombs. Okay.
Yeah, it's game over.
Okay. What I want to do, because I think it would be very helpful if you could master it, is so actually stay here, change the miracle charm to the Dark Crystal.
Okay,
and just do a bit of practice with it.
What is it again? If you
get hit, I think it resets. But if you hold it and then hit the enemy, you see, it gives you the amount of damage that you do as health back.
Okay, I could try that, but not on the main one, not on the first people, but maybe you could find
No, not the first people. I would not recommend using it on the first people. Well, maybe I could if you... Also, actually, you know what? You could probably do it if you equipped hyper armor.
Maybe.
But I think even just using it on the hands...
On the hands, yeah.
Would be good for the second one.
Probably, then they won't have to heal. You're right, yeah, okay.
But you need to kind of dodge attacks, you see, while that's charging. That's where you kind of struggle a little bit.